Hi family, welcome back to LaDenser Crochets. If you're new to the channel, you're welcome. My name is Liz. Kindly subscribe and join the family. In this tutorial, we're going to make a shrug, a very simple mesh shrug, and I hope you're going to enjoy this tutorial. If you do, kindly leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. This shrug is available for purchase at our physical shop. You can also place an order through WhatsApp, through Instagram and TikTok DM, and also via our website. The links for all those pages will be in the description box, so be sure to click on them and place your orders in any colors of choice. I'll use a medium weight yarn in color of white, then I'll use a 4mm crochet hook. I'll need a measuring tape, a pair of scissors, darning needle, and a stitch marker. Get the yarn and the hook and start with a slip knot. And then we're going to chain. The number of chains that we make should be a multiple of 4 and should be equivalent to our shoulder measurement. So I'm marking a shoulder measurement of 15. So I'm going to make a chain that will give me 15 inches, and the chain should be a multiple of 4. I went on to make a total of 52 chains, and this gives me 15 inches. As you can see, I'm not stretching out my chain too much because I want the shrug to be off shoulder, and that can only be achieved when we measure this without stretching. So after you've gotten your desired number of chains, you're going to get your work and add 3 more chains. So 1, 2, and 3. Then begin in the second chain from the hook. So that's the first, then the second. Add the hook into the second chain and pull up a loop to get 2 loops on the hook. Then yarn over and pull through the 2 loops to complete a single crochet. Into the second chain, do a single crochet. That's 2. Into the third one, we're going to do a single crochet to get 3 single crochets. A single crochet into the next chain, and we're going to place 1 single crochet into each of the chains, and at the end of row 1 I'll have a total of 54 single crochets. You may have started with like a chain of 60, so you're going to have a total of 62 single crochets. If you've started with say a chain of 56, you're going to have a total of 58 single crochets at the end of row 1. So keep going to the end of row 1 and I'll meet you there. I'm coming to the end of row 1 and I have my 54 single crochets right there. Then I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and that will act as a double crochet. Then turn, then yarn over and start in the second stitch and place a double crochet right there. So yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the remaining 2. So we have 2 double crochets at the beginning, then chain 2, then yarn over, skip 2 stitches and place a double crochet into the next stitch. Then a double crochet into the stitch that follows. After that, we're going to chain 2, 1, and 2. Then we're going to yarn over and skip 2 stitches. So yarn over, skip 1 and 2, work into the next stitch, place a double crochet and a second double crochet into the next stitch. Then again chain 2, yarn over, skip 2 stitches, work a double crochet and a second double crochet into the next stitch, chain 2, and keep repeating this pattern till you get to the end of row 2. At the end of row 2 we should have 2 double crochets in the last 2 stitches, 1 in each of the 2. So keep going and I'll meet you at the end of row 2. At the end of chain 2, I'm going to skip 2, work into the second last stitch, place a double crochet and a double crochet into the very last stitch. And there we're done with the second row. Then we're going to chain 3, which is our first double crochet, and turn to begin row 3. Start in the second double crochet, place a double crochet into it, then chain 2, then skip over to the next double crochet and place a double crochet into it, then a double crochet into the next double crochet, chain 2, work in the double crochet that follows, place a double crochet into it and a double crochet into the next one, chain 2, double crochet into the next double crochet and another double crochet, and we keep repeating this pattern to the end of row 3. I'm coming to the end of row 3, as you can see, and right here I'm going to chain 2, work a double crochet into the second last double crochet, then our last double crochet will be on top of the chain 3 at the end of row 2. So that's our row 3 done. Chain 3 and turn to begin row 4. And we're going to work row 4 the same way we worked row 3. So begin in the second double crochet, place a double crochet into it, chain 2, skip over and work a double crochet into the next double crochet and a double crochet into the next double crochet, chain 2, then 1 double crochet and another double crochet. And we're going to repeat this pattern to the end of row 4. When we get to the end of row 4, we're going to chain 3 and turn and repeat row 3. So we're going to repeat row 3 until we've gotten to the length of our shrug. Now I'll keep going with the rows and I'll come back once I'm done, once I've achieved the length of the shrug that I want. I have one of the panels ready and I've done a total of 13 rows, 1 row of single crochet and 12 rows of the mesh rows. So for row 13 we're going to chain 1, row 14 that is, we're going to chain 1 and turn, then begin in the first double crochet, insert the hook and place a single crochet into that double crochet, a single crochet into the next double crochet, 2 single crochets into the chain 2 space, 1 and 2, 1 single crochet into the next double crochet, 1 single crochet into the next double crochet, 2 single crochets into the chain 2 space, 1 single crochet into the double crochet and 1 single crochet into the next double crochet, then 2 single crochets into the chain 2 space, and repeat to the end. At the end we'll have a single crochet on the double crochet and a single crochet into the chain 3 at the end, and the first panel is complete. Chain 1 and turn, and we're going to count 5 stitches from one end of the shrug and mark the 5th. So right here I'm going to mark the 5th stitch. Now you're going to mark the 5th if you want your shrug to be off shoulder. If you don't want it to be off shoulder, count at least 15 stitches on the other side. So from the side where the hook is, I'm going to work a total of 5 single crochets. So that is 1, then 2 in the second stitch, then 3 in the third stitch, 4 and 5. Then on the other side we have 5 stitches, so 5 plus 5 on this other side, that makes 10 stitches, and in total I had 54 stitches. So I'm going to take 54 minus 10 and that will get me to 44. So I'll chain 44 in the middle. If for example you had 62 stitches, you're going to take 62 minus 10 and that will give you 52. So you're going to chain 52 in the middle. I have my 54 chains ready, so I'm going to skip over to where the stitch marker is and insert my hook there. Remove the stitch marker because I do not need it anymore. Then place a single crochet into that stitch. So yarn over, pull up a loop and pull through 2. So we're going to work a total of 5 single crochets. So this is 2, then we have 3, then we have 4, and finally the 5th in the last stitch. Then I'm going to chain 1 and turn to begin row 1 of the second panel. So this is the first row, and the first row is a row of single crochets. So I'm going to place a single crochet into each of the first 5 stitches. Then when I get to the chain stitches, I'll place 1 single crochet into each of the chain spaces, and in total I should have 54 single crochets at the end of this first row of the second panel. Got into the chain, so I'll start in the first chain and place a single crochet into that first chain, then a single crochet into the next chain, and make sure that you do not miss a chain. Make sure that you work 1 single crochet into each of the chains. When you get to the single crochets on the other end, you're going to place 1 single crochet into each of the single crochets from the previous row. And in total, I'll have my 54 single crochets, and that will be row 1. Like I've mentioned, this is row 1 of the second panel. I'm done with that first row and I have my 54 single crochets. So now I'm going to begin row 2. So we're basically going to do exactly what we've done on the other panel. So row 2, we begin with a chain of 3 and turn, and start with a double crochet into the second stitch, then chain 2, skip 2 stitches and work a double crochet into the next stitch and a double crochet into the stitch that follows. So from here we're going to repeat our rows. You can rewind your video back to where we did row 2, and you're going to do row 2 up to row 14. So let me complete this second panel, then I'll come back and show you how to attach the sleeves. This is very easy. It's basically the exact thing that we've done earlier. So go on and I'll meet you once I'm done with the panel. I have that second panel ready, and this is how my work looks like so far. So we have the front and the back panels ready. So now I'm going to fold them into 2 like this. I've not cut off the yarn from the second panel, so I'll get the hook, insert it right there at the end of the second panel. Then I'll turn and slip stitch onto the first stitch on the other panel, just to make that into a round. So slip stitch, then chain 1 and turn. So we're going to turn like this, and we are working on the right side of our work. Bring that end to this side so that I can work over it, and I'm going to go back into the single crochet stitch, the single crochet row, that is, insert the hook into the single crochet row and do a single crochet right there, and make sure that you're working over the end. Then on the double crochet row that follows, place 2 single crochets, 1 and 2, then place 2 single crochets into the next double crochet row, 1 and 2, then we have 2 single crochets into the next double crochet row, and work till you get to the single crochet rows at the top. So I'll meet you at the single crochet rows. Got into the single crochet rows right here, and I'm going to place a single crochet into the first one, a single crochet into the second one, and a single crochet into the third single crochet row. Then we get to the double crochet rows and place 2 single crochets into each of them. So go on, place 2 single crochets into each of the double crochet rows till you get to the end of the first row of the sleeve. So this is row 1 of the sleeves. I'm working towards the end of the row, and as you can see, I'm placing 2 single crochets into each of the double crochet rows. Then we have a single crochet row at the end, and we're going to place 1 single crochet into that single crochet row, then slip stitch into the first single crochet that we did, and that is the end of row 1. Then chain 3 and turn to begin row 2 of the sleeves. We begin in the second stitch with a double crochet, chain 2, skip 2 stitches, work a double crochet into the next stitch and a double crochet into the stitch that follows. Then again we're going to chain 2, so chain 2, skip the next 2 stitches and work a double crochet and another double crochet next, chain 2, and then continue with the pattern, a double crochet and another one, then chain 2 and keep going. I'll meet you at the end of row 2. At the very end, I'm working my 2 double crochets, and as you can see, I've worked 1 double crochet and I do not have any other stitch. So I'll place a double crochet, another double crochet into the very first stitch. So right there, I'll place a double crochet, then I'll chain 2 and complete the row by slip stitching on top of the chain 3 at the beginning. So you may end up having stitches to skip or not. If you do not have the stitches to skip, you're just going to chain 2 and complete like I have. If you have the stitches to skip, then well and good. Now we start by chaining 5 and turning to begin row 3. So I've chained 5, then I'm going to yarn over and skip over to the double crochet stitches and place 1 double crochet into each one of them, then chain 2, 1 double crochet into the next double crochet, 1 double crochet into the next one, then repeat this to the end of row 3. I'm coming to the end of row 3 and I'm just placing my double crochets, then I'll chain 2 and our last stitch will be in the last double crochet over there. So place a double crochet, then slip stitch on top of the chain 3. So count 3 chains and slip stitch to complete row 3. Chain 3 and turn to begin row 4. We're going to begin row 4 in the second double crochet, then chain 2, skip over and work 1 double crochet into each of the 2 double crochets that follow. Chain 2, skip 1 double crochet and another double crochet to make them 2, chain 2, and continue to the end of row 4. I'm coming to the end of row 4, and to complete, I'll chain 2, then slip stitch onto the chain 3 at the beginning, then chain 5 and turn to begin row 5, and we're going to work row 5 the same way we worked row 3. So yarn over and start in the next double crochet, place a double crochet, then we're going to chain 2, double crochet into the next double crochets, chain 2, and continue to the end of row 5. We're going to complete row 5 the same way we completed row 3, that is by doing a slip stitch onto the chain 3 at the beginning. So we're going to be repeating row 3 and row 4 in alternate manner, that is we work row 3, then the following row will be row 4. Then after that, we repeat to row 3, then row 4, row 3, row 4. We're going to keep alternating the 2 rows until we get to the length of the sleeve that we want. I'm working a sleeve of 22 inches, and so I'm going to work a total of 35 rows. So let me keep going until I get my 35 rows, then I'll be back. Before going on to complete the 35 rows, I'll show you how to start the second sleeve so that you can complete them both at the same time. So I already have one of the shrugs done, one of the sleeve completely done, because I'm doing 2 shrugs at the same time. I've already finished on one of the sleeves. Let's confirm the length of this sleeve from the shoulders all the way to the wrist. I did a total of 38 rows, and that got me to a length of 25.5. I was going for 25, and 25.5 is totally okay. As you can see, I did a single crochet row at the end. So right now I'm going to show you how to connect the yarn on the other side of the shrug in order to work the second sleeve. So right here we're going to get the yarn and start with a slip knot, then get the one of the ends of one of the panels at the bottom part, slip stitch into it onto the single crochet row, slip stitch over there. Then we're going to get the single crochet at the bottom of the other panel and also do a slip stitch to make it around. So slip stitch, then we're going to chain 1, and we're going to start with 1 single crochet into that first single crochet row, then 2 single crochets into the double crochet row that follows, 2 single crochets in the next double crochet row, and this is exactly the same thing that we did on the other sleeve. So all you needed to know is how to connect the 2 panels in order to start working the sleeve, and then for the other instructions you're going to use the ones that I've already shown you. So you can rewind the video back to where we started on the sleeves on the other side and work until you get the total number of rows that will give you the desired length of your sleeve. So with this one, I'm working up to 25 inches. With the other shrug, I'm working up to 23 inches in length. So I'll keep going until I have all the rows that I need for the sleeve. Then I'll show you how to do the last single crochet row. Right here, I've already completed my rows that give me a length of 25 inches, 25.5, just like with the other sleeve. So I'll chain one and turn to work the very last single crochet row. Start with the first stitch and place a single crochet into it, a single crochet into the second stitch, 2 single crochets into the chain 2 space, then 1 single crochet into the next double crochet, 1 single crochet in the next double crochet, 2 single crochets into the chain 2 space. Then we repeat to the end. At the end, we're going to slip stitch into the first single crochet, then chain 1 and cut off the yarn, pull the yarn through and fasten. Then we're going to get the darning needle and weave in that end. So I've already completed both of my sleeves, and at this point I'm done with my shrug. So go on, weave in all the ends that you have after working your shrug, and you'll be done. So thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the tutorial. If you've enjoyed it, kindly leave a like, comment down below and let me know what improvements you think we can make to this pattern, and do you think we should create more shrug patterns. Don't forget to share and subscribe if you're not subscribed, and see you in the next tutorial.